Welcome to Rebel on Life. My name is Noel. Now, taking a look at the Corey Holcomb saga. Corey Holcomb got beef with a whole lot of people, including this guy called Poetic Justice. Or no, Poetic Flacco, actually. He got beef with that man. And Poetic Flacco was about to sue him for calling him a PDF. If you know, you know. So I've been keeping track of the story. Let's take a look at this video by Poetic Flacco talking about how big of a fraud Corey Holcomb is. And by the way, I'm not really too big of a fan of Corey Holcomb because the man comes off as a bully, a big mouth bully that just likes to try to destroy or shut down beta males. Because, most of them are introverts and keep to themselves. So you got like a Corey Holcomb being a tough guy trying to shut people down. So I'm kind of happy that he's being shut down and Poetic Flacco is doing the work, doing God's work for us. Let's take a look.
A very bad day. Multiple people, including people once really close to him, are exposing his character flaws and why Corey Holcomb is just an overall terrible human being. Now, one person in particular was Donnell Rawlins, where Donnell Rawlins, he broke down how Corey Holcomb's entire shtick of being anti-industry is cope and a fraud. And then Corey Holcomb's ex-co-host Marcus, he broke down how Corey Holcomb is a fraud. On the last episode of Corey Holcomb's podcast, he was bragging about how he's about to sign to this new talent agency and he's 56 years old and he's about to sign a CAA. With 56-year-old, signing the CAA. So he was bragging about this. Now, not knowing everything he just says actually validates all of Donnell Rawlins' criticism of Corey.
It's all part of being the guy. You can't worry about it. You just got to let them people do what they do. Them people going to play out. I'm 56 years old. I'm getting ready to sign with CAA agency.
Oh.
Who you know my age that them ready to sign?
Mad late. He should have been signed with him when he was 20 or 30. But now, ain't nobody really listening to him. So let's see where that takes him.
I must got something going for me. I got something going for me. So I expect people to hate on what we do because the truth is they've been assigned to hate on me. Those are CIs, confidential informants. These are people placed on the internet to stop the growth of this black man's business.
Yes.
And if you dare, because there's some people don't like me. What can I say? Sometimes I don't like me.
Nobody
he
likes
uses the stamp of CAA as validation. I must be great because CAA wants to sign me. And that right there speaks into the psyche of Corey Holcomb and how everything he's been doing is an absolute sham and a fraud. Corey Holcomb has presented himself as the only dude willing to go against Hollywood in the industry, and that's why I haven't made it big. And these dudes have, like Dave Chappelle, he's made it big because Dave Chappelle got the Jewish manager and these huge talent agencies behind him, and Dave Chappelle is playing ball game and Donnell Rawlins is playing ball game. But all of that was just jealousy. All of that was Corey Holcomb realizing that he squandered his opportunities and his chances. But Corey will call anybody with a huge backing behind them, anybody with a support system behind them, he will call them backdooria and accuse them of doing gay stuff to get in their position. Corey even said if you did 3 movies as a black comedian, then you had to sell some butt before, right? You did some gay stuff before. Now Corey is using the very same thing he weaponized against those black comedians. He's not using it as a stamp of validation. And Donnell Rawlins, like a week before, actually spoke on this and actually tore into Corey Holcomb for being jealous, for being somebody who squandered his opportunities. So now he's weaponizing anybody who got something going on. He's weaponizing, like their success against them and making a public think they're backdooria or they must have sold out because they're successful.
Corey Holcomb. I've been wanting to say that in the most respectful way I can, son. Shut the up. Ah!
And you control the conversation when you're on your platform where you got the people that sit beside you that says yes to everything. Anytime you're outside of an environment that's not safe for you, you have conflict with people, and usually you lose those arguments and those battles.
He's so right. Corey Holcomb sounds smart until somebody who's smart enters into the room. But you usually don't last long in Corey Holcomb's presence if you're somebody with a brain of your own. Like if you're somebody who could articulate and put a sentence together with your own thoughts, Corey Holcomb usually gets rid of you. Think about the host in the past who actually challenged Corey Holcomb and didn't just go along and agree with his nonsense. They're not on that show anymore.
Have you ever took dick? Come on. After a while, that starts sounding gay. Why are you worrying about dick so much? Right? Who keep asking about who? And guess what, Corey? Don't nobody give a
Yo, I'm sick of these. I don't know what to do. I'm sorry, baby. You told me not to talk about this. I'm sick. My therapist said talk about it. He said talk about it in your authentic way. I'm sick of you that don't want to put the work in, and you see putting the work in, and you want to make excuses. I'm putting the work in 30 plus years. You are, but you ain't doing but sitting behind a desk being a chatty. Guess what I heard? She said, that's what I said. Go put the work in. And guess what? I could be talking about 10 right now. Y'all decide on who I'm talking about.
Obviously, he's talking about Corey Holcomb when he says, you know, you just got to work harder. You sit behind the desk and gossip. Ain't nobody on YouTube gossip better than Corey Holcomb, bro. Nobody on YouTube gossip as much, as frequently, as consistently as Corey Holcomb. Okay, so obviously he's talking about Corey Holcomb, but the point of this video is when he continues and he gets into these talent agencies. See, Corey Holcomb weaponized them now. But he would say, yo, when Corey Holcomb was signed to this agency and this agency, he used to brag about it, which really highlights how much of a fraud Corey Holcomb is. See, Corey Holcomb don't believe that people like Jamie Foxx and others are backdooria, right? He don't believe these people actually did homosexual things to be in their position. He's now just hating on them and attacking them because he squandered his own opportunities. And this entire purpose of the 5150 show is an absolute sham. It's a fraud.
You had every shot that I had. I'm talking to you, and you. You had the same opportunities. You had the agents. You had the Jewish names behind you. You was happy that you the acronym. I'm with APA. I'm with WME. I'm with CEIO. I'm with ICE. You was happy to do all of that. In some kind of way, it up and you no more. So now everybody's sucking dick. Everybody's sucking dick. Everybody's backdooria. Everybody taking it. You, and you. You had the same opportunity, took advantage of the same relationships, and then when that sours, now all of a sudden Hollywood is up. Guess what? Hollywood has always been. Ain't no surprise. You know what Hollywood is. If all you're saying, oh, he's a whatever, he probably did something. I didn't do nothing, but I chose to be in this business, so I know that have a certain situation I don't participate in.
No truer words have been spoken. And we know this. We know Donnell Rawlings ain't lying because Corey Holcomb brought on Chris Spencer to talk about why he's no longer welcome in Hollywood and how he could make his way back into Hollywood. So his entire shtick has been a cult. He's bringing on like seasoned comedians he's friends with to show him how to get back into Hollywood, how to make amends for what he did. So this entire shtick of F Hollywood, F these people are backdooria, that was all shtick, that was all cult, because Corey Holcomb secretly wanted to be those people and he couldn't because he burned his own bridges. So now he's attacking those people. How can anybody support this? This is like blasphemy. Another person who exposed Corey Holcomb for being an absolute fraud is a man by the name of Marcus. He used to be on Corey Holcomb's podcast. He's no longer on. because he refuses to be a yes man. And if you want to be on Corey Holcomb's podcast, you kind of have to go along and agree with all of his nonsense. You can't really have an opinion or offer any pushback whatsoever.
And that's one of the big problems in the ghetto. You know, the 10% of the Black and Hispanics that live in the ghetto area all seems you gotta be yes man in order to just live in that community and not get attacked by the other idiots. It's like having your own brain cells, your own thoughts. It's a problem.
Whoever. But yeah, Corey Holcomb fired Marcus or got rid of him from being on the podcast because, you know, he's not a yes man. But Marcus will talk about how Corey Holcomb is actually a fraud. That the Corey Holcomb you see on camera is drastically different from the human being off camera. And Corey Holcomb is inconsistent and a raging hypocrite.
So you had a relationship with Corey that fell out, whatever, was public, many videos. I don't care about that, but how did that make you feel that someone that you thought was like closer to you would act the way he did when things didn't go, when you thought it was just playful banter, I guess? It's like, yo, this is my man, I say something, and then he's like, that's how I always felt. But how does that make you feel? Like, what the
Keep it real. Be honest.
I feel like two different people.
You did, or you felt like he was two different people?
I feel like he was two different people. I feel like in public, I mean, well, on that podcast, he was one, and in person, totally different.
That's the worst.
Yeah.
That's the worst.
It was that's what it was. It was like, and I think he's even said that on there.
You get a bigger one?
He won the things that he says and does on there. He don't
have so many
do it
on
outside of that.
In real life, like it's a character.
Yeah. But then it got to a point where it started bleeding over.
I didn't need Marcus to tell me that Corey Holcomb is a fraud. I didn't need Marcus to tell me that Corey Holcomb is a different person off camera. Like, for God's sakes, Corey Holcomb will come on his podcast and he will pop it about how he got the Goonie Goons and how don't no man want to see him with these and how he don't go for no disrespect. He's the same person on camera, off camera. But then we seen Corey Holcomb when he's not on camera and he's in these rooms. What Corey Holcomb do? He get on 4 knees and beg for forgiveness when he see these dudes that he talked crap about in person. Right? He ran Jamie Foxx's name through the mud. He's seen Jamie Foxx in person. Now he's a groupie for Jamie Foxx. His words, not mine. He ran Tiffany Haddish name through the mud. He's seen Tiffany Haddish in person. Now he's a groupie for Tiffany Haddish. His words, not mine. Corey Holcomb was on his show popping it about a comedian recently. Right? After the comedian responded back, what in a fight, and we'll do a full breakdown on that shortly. Corey Holcomb all of a sudden, nah, man, let's just squash it. Yeah, all right.
That is so typical in the ghetto. People just want to talk crap about you and fake it in your face. If they're trying to get a couple dollars off of you, basically.
Imagine being somebody like Marcus, man, right? Where you're on the podcast with Corey Holcomb and you are inheriting all these beefs and all these problems. And then you see Corey Holcomb at an event after talking trash about somebody and getting all of you guys in a beef with this person. Now Corey Holcomb is taking a picture, laughing with them, talking about, nah, bro, it's just content. So I bet knew Corey Holcomb was a weirdo and a fraud. But now you guys is hearing it from somebody who's actually have dealt with Corey and worked with Corey and had a friendship with Corey for a very long time.
And, we had back and forth, but then but it will always like, it wouldn't get to that point outside of that. And I don't like that. I don't like inconsistency in who you are. You know what I'm saying? Because on this podcast, on my podcast, on another podcast, I don't give a in a public forum, I'm gonna always be Marcus. In private, I'll always be Marcus. I'm gonna be consistent in the person that I am.
That's
genuine. I ain't gonna change up on you. Unless you change up on me, then it is what it is from there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But for the most part, I'm always gonna be the same.
That's genuine. And amen to that.
I just had to come to realization that I can't. There's nothing we can't be in any capacity friends or none of that.
It's so hard to find the truth.
You ain't that I thought you would.
All right, so let me ask you this. At any point before it reached that point, were there signs of I should probably separate myself now?
Absolutely.
Because it's normally that. It's normally you ignore the this, and this, and then something crazy happens, and you're like, oh, now I gotta go.
Yeah.
But like you said, was the signs is like,
Yeah, absolutely.
my thing is this, and I ain't got nothing against him, you know what I mean? Like, I was seeing him out with improv, whatever, talking. I never had a problem with him, but I noticed I'm like, in every situation, when it don't go your way, you say, oh, this is how I've been felt about this person. I can't respect people who, even in there, when Diddy went down.
Corey Holcomb is a bad person.
Cholo! I gotta give a shout out to 6ix9ine because he pointed that out. The fact that he doesn't talk about anybody bad, because that's when you talk bad about somebody, that's how you really feel about somebody. Therefore, keep your mouth shut.
He's a terrible human being. Corey Holcomb is probably top 3 worst human beings to ever live. Probably right behind, I don't know, Adolf and Stalin. Then there's Corey, top 3 worst human beings of all time. So no, I'm not like shocked that Corey Holcomb will be super friendly, super cool with somebody, and then before they look up, Corey Holcomb is dissing them and dissing their family and talking trash about moms and stuff. No, like nobody is shocked. This is Corey Holcomb's behavior. All right, but y'all let me know in the comment section.
And we all look out for people like Corey Holcomb, people like that, who show you 2 different faces and get you confused about who they are and finding the reality of things. We find ourselves looking out for the truth. I thought it was fine. We find ourselves looking for the truth to deal with somebody who's just straight up lying. That's the worst. Shout out to Poetic Flacco for coming up with a video pointing out this inconsistency that exists. In the character like Corey Holcomb. Oh, look, Joe Rogan.
What did you just say? What? The legend killer from the Nationwide Arena?
I tend to do that. Flip between videos. Pushing on past the Corey Holcomb video. Yeah. Corey Holcomb is your typical negative asshole that loves to keep people down. And now that he's being kept down for being a PDF, it hurts, don't it? Moving on to Joe Rogan. Trump, by the way, was losing a lot of his MAGA supporters. And Joe Rogan was one of the people that he was losing. But now Trump signed an order for psychedelics to be distributed out. And I think Joe Rogan was a big one on the whole like psychedelic issues. So he's back on the MAGA train.
In Columbus, Ohio, exclusively on pay-per-view.
He got to go back.
Never stops. Here's where President Trump was last night in Phoenix, Arizona at the Build the Red Wall Turning Point event, standing room only crowd. And then President Trump live this morning with Joe Rogan from the White House. Was not expecting this. An absolute stacked lineup. Look at this, Luttrell brothers, RFK, the CDC and FDA director were both there. And Joe Rogan giving one of the most impassioned speeches I have ever heard directly from the White House. It was a hilarious event. What was it over? President Trump signs a new executive order fast-tracking FDA review of psychedelic drugs, something Joe Rogan often talks about, citing veteran suicide rates. HHS Secretary Robert Kennedy and Joe Rogan were there, and hilarity ensued. Let's begin with one of the funniest things I've ever heard in my life. Donald Trump roasting Joe Rogan complimenting Donald Trump. The entire room bursts out laughing. Listen to this.
Trump, some information. We have a gigantic opiate problem in this country, obviously. In 2024, more than 80,000 people died of overdoses. It's a horrible number. And there's more than 5 million people that are addicted to opiates right now in this country. With one dose of Ibogaine, more than 80% of people are free of that addiction. With 2 doses, it's more than 90%. I sent him that information. The text message came back, sounds great. Do you want FDA approval? Let's do it. It was literally that quick. These drugs are illegal not because they're harmful. They're illegal because of the 1970 Controlled Substances Act that was passed by the Richard Nixon administration. They did it to target the civil rights movement and the anti-war movement. It's not because these drugs harm people. And for 56 years, we've lived under those terrible conditions. We're free of that now. We're free of that now. Thanks to all these people that we see next to me, and thanks to President Trump.
Beautiful speech. It's like an amazing speech from Joe Rogan saying that it was Trump. He just texted Trump. Trump said, let's do it.
It's a little bit more liberal than that's okay. I have a lot of friends that are liberal, but Joe is an amazing guy, and he made a little note about this, and I had it checked out. I didn't just do it. I had it checked out. I went to Bobby and Oz. I went to some of the people that work for you, real pros, and everybody came back with the same answer. You know, normally they'll come back, because this happens a lot. I have a couple of them like that where they're not sure. It's like, you know, it goes two ways. This thing, everybody thought it was incredible. And I told...
What is this thing? Let's go ahead and look. Trump signed executive order. Ibogaine is one of the new psychedelic.
Do you think that would have happened with Biden or like a Democratic president like Obama? I don't think so. Trump is a special president. The man literally listens to the people.
Like drugs, this is what it looks like. It's like a root.
I mean, I wish I had access to the man. I need him to push up on the MS. Matter of fact, let me see if I can send him an email.
In Africa, that's what it looks like. And it's for treating opioid abuse. President Trump signing it. It's a root out of shrub root native to Central Africa is ibogaine. It is, again, meant to help with post-traumatic stress disorder and brain injuries. It's a Schedule 1 substance by the DEA now. It's not accepted for medical use, but now it is, thanks to Joe Rogan. Pretty cool thing that Joe Rogan did here. Obviously, it's great to see actual movement happening for our veterans, for people. I mean, I don't pretend to be some expert on psychedelic drugs. I don't take drugs. I don't smoke weed. I don't like that. I don't like anything substance-wise that speeds time up or slows you down. Yeah,
I don't smoke weed either. Don't do any drugs. I'm scared to death of losing it. I'm already battling MS. Don't need to battle anything else. Shout out to Trump.
Life moves at the pace that God intended, and I try and live at that pace. And the text message just came back. Sounds great. You want FDA approval? Boom. That's how it's done. RFK thanking Joe Rogan. People criticizing Joe Rogan. Rogan at the White House. What a bootlicker. Can you imagine that? Like, you're like, it's like Joe Rogan's sitting here trying to save the lives of veterans.
Haters will hate. And that what happens whenever you have your own genuine idea. He had the idea to text Trump. Boom. All the haters come out the woodworks. I mean, no other president could do what president is doing. So all these influencers, if they have an idea, they better shoot the text to Trump.
Veterans, and everyone's attacking him. Just proves you there's literally nothing that you can do for these people. There's nothing you can do for these people. Donald Trump, one of the single funniest lines ever spoken.
Because it's so important
inside
and
the
experience
Oval Office.
80 to 90% reduction in symptoms of depression and anxiety within 1 month. Can I have some, please? I'll take it. I'll take whatever it takes. I don't have time to be depressed. You know, if you stay busy enough, maybe that works too. That's what I do. In Texas.
You know what's funny? No other president could say that, what he just said right there. This man is a president, comedian, billionaire. However many titles this man got. Unbelievable. Once in a lifetime.
You know what? I completely agree. Like with that is wisdom. That is a pearl of wisdom right there from an 80-year-old man. It's been one of the busiest men and remains the busiest man on earth.
You know, one question that I got for Trump is, are you tired? Are you hungry? You look tired. Maybe you should stop and rest. You're 80, man. What the hell?
Donald Trump, again, I just can't believe he was doing a MAGA rally last night. It's like freaking crazy. And now here he is making good with Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan's been criticizing MAGA here and there, obviously.
Here's a shout out to Neshka. Hopefully I pronounced that correctly. Are you willing to take part in a field sobriety test, sir? No. But you know what? I could and pass. I'm not drunk. Shout out to Nashka for watching the show. Hopefully you're giving shout out to Donald Trump, man. What he's doing is amazing. Doing God's work.
He's been a little rough on the president, but I love to see the bridge building here. Joe Rogan called MAGA dorks recently. Everybody, MAGA has a bunch of dorks in it, but Joe Rogan was all smiles.
Joe Rogan looks short. He probably like 5'7". I think I could take Joe Rogan one-on-one fight. I'm going to call him out, see if we could set that up. We could do like a pay-per-view. That would be an awesome fight.
Laughing his ass off when Donald Trump was telling a story about Ozempic.
Ozempic, I guess, was at the time. And it was not working, by the way. The guy was extremely successful, but highly neurotic. Got a lot of problems. I will not mention his name. He's begging me not to mention it because he's become quite famous. He's a big factor here. But he's very smart, very rich guy, very, very successful guy. And he said, you know, at the time.
All right, my internet is bugging out. Why is it cutting out? I'm trying to fix it here.
Okay, can we get more of this energy back? Yeah.
First of all, America.
Wonder if Donald Trump
is
talked with him
great.
about his dork
Make America
comments,
greater. I'm down, but make America great again, and then it becomes a movement of a bunch of fucking dorks. Because a lot of them are dorks. A lot of them, these really weird, uninteresting, unintelligent people that have got something they cling to, and there's a lot of people that are just real, genuine patriots, and they're all lumped into this one group, and you got to accept the dorks too.
Yeah.
Joe Rogan hating on the MAGA fighters. We support Trump all the way, no matter what. So he's battling Iran, about to wipe them all out. Clap it up for Trump.
Ladies and gentlemen, the same Joe Rogan who trashes Trump in his podcast. You know, Trump's always like this, right? It's like he just like kind of rolls with it and expects that there is going to be a timeline where he can do something for someone, and then they're going to be standing right behind him, right? And I don't know, man. He had Zorhan Mandami in the White House. Is that a superpower? Is it a weakness? It's worked out so far. President Trump is working on a Saturday. Libs are about to cook Rogan now. Myron is correct. Laura Loomer going after Rogan, saying Rogan is very opportunistic, rich, successful, but opportunistic. He's not an ally of Donald Trump. Would be nice for Rogan refrain from speaking badly about Trump on his podcast. Here's what I would argue: that just have constructive criticism. You know, you can. It's not like you're going to agree with everything that Trump does. You take good Trump and bad Trump. You get both. Everyone.
Nobody's gonna get 100%. And as soon as people lose out on one thing, they go up against Trump. I think this country, America, teaches people to complain, to just complain, overly complain, to get their way. So we got Joe Rogan, Candace Owens, Megan, who's the other one? Carson Tucker. All of them complaining at the top of their lungs, just hating Trump. After the man did all this good shit for the country, closed the borders, and look at him signing all these things, fighting Iran, everything Trump is doing is amazing. Clap it up. It's not going to be 100% for you, but it's 100% for the people.
Is going to have something they disagree with. Don't burn yourself alive. Don't burn all your bridges. Like, work with people, and you can get amazing things done when you work with people. Joe Rogan executive order announcement, psychedelic drug research. He's been talking about this like for so long.
All right, my camera's bugging out. Let me see if I can fix it. Who is controlling my camera? Here we go.
For it. It's actually a really good decision. I know a lot of people that were helped by this. It's dangerous, but the rewards outweigh the risks. Freaking awesome. People are saying, crowd is laughing. Joe Rogan reveals President Trump was on a text chain with him, and he just straight up texted the president to do it, and Trump said, let's go. I think it's cool. I think it's great. It's a heartwarming story. We need more of this. It's your boy Vanny. Like, share, and subscribe. See ya.
All right. My name is Noel here at Verbal on Live, trying to fix my camera. I got this bad camera that moves all over the place, but just wanted to give a shout out to Trump for doing amazing things. Normally, Obama, Biden, nobody works as fast as Trump. On whatever ideas you got, he'll make it work. All right, they can't hide this shit no more. Accused of what? Whatever. By the way, so I'm trying to create a podcast here, entertaining you guys, bringing you guys the best information out there, and bring you guys my opinion on things. Now, what Trump just did is amazing. He had Joe Rogan talking bad about him, but he says whatever. It's PR. That's just Joe Rogan satisfying his audience. When in reality, we need to implement policies that work, that will really help people out. Not just complain. Not just complaining to the camera, but holding these politicians accountable and setting things up. DJ Vlad and Boozy Beef is heating up. DJ Vlad responds. All right, let's take a look at a video of a judge who went ahead and takes down a teenager, because teenagers got to be taken.
You're going to jail. Anybody tries to do this, they're going to be sent a message the same way. They're going to jail. You're serving 180 days in the county jail.
Yeah.
Your Honor, could I ask one thing concerning that? He's a high school senior graduating in May of this year.
He's being held accountable as an adult under the law, and that's the way we're going to deal with it.
If we could postpone any jail time until weekends or until he graduates, which would be May of this year.
Yes, please. This is the problem you have when you do something like this. It fouls up everything, including your education and your future. That's why you try not to make foolish decisions like this. And this is about as foolish as it gets. No.
Talk about it.
He's going to jail. This is the type of shit we do, roll up on at the goddamn barbershop in this city? Are you kidding me?
Boy. So we got to talk about a video that is going viral featuring a young black teenager.
All right, this is a video from the Black Conservative. I think he's a commentator that has great points of views. And I like the news story that he brings forward. It gets me thinking, like, why don't we see this more and more in cities where bad behavior is truly punished? Because you can lie to yourself all you want. It's bad behavior. What the fuck?
AKA a young scholar, a young astronaut, young lawyer, young doctor, nuclear scientist, AI researcher, right? The best that our society has to offer, right? Apparently. Okay, this is what's liberals and Democrats try to convince us, right? So anyways, this individual, this thug, is facing sentencing because he and a co-defendant filmed themselves walking in and pummeling a waiting customer in a barbershop assault. Again, these geniuses walked into a barbershop, assaulted a waiting customer, who suffered a shattered jaw, several facial injuries, and ultimately, this individual was awarded $47,540 in restitution. Okay, the defense tried to ask for a delay until after the graduation, and the judge said no. Okay, that this individual is going to be held accountable as an adult, and bad decisions like this are not good for his future, right? His future, which apparently is to be an astronaut, right? Again, according to some people, the woke revolutionaries.
And you know, social media makes it look like you could go ahead and do whatever you want, commit any crime, and you get props and shout outs. Instead, you're really just providing evidence for police officers and judges in court to bring you down. And some of these people got to be brought down so others in social media could take a look and say, whoa, you're not playing.
But this judge was clearly not going for the attempt from the defense to get this thug he slapped on the wrist. And I want to talk about it. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this.
Talk about it.
So why did this occur?
I don't know.
I'm talking to you.
It was an incident.
Huh?
It was an incident.
I can't hear you.
It was an incident.
What'd you say?
It was an incident. Accident.
It was an incident.
Yes.
Is that your answer to that question?
He doesn't even speak.
In this town, this is what you're doing? He's just waiting to get a haircut, and you walk in, punch him, and say,
The co-defendant punched him. He was, my client was videotaping.
That's how it's not this way.
okay, so this is under the law parties that he's here?
Yes.
Okay, so you're working with him. This is this is on a video. You just walk in.
Yeah.
A person just sitting there waiting to get a haircut, and he gets pummeled. And then you're on a video saying this is the type of shit we do, roll up on niggas at the goddamn barbershop in this city? Are you kidding me?
Yo, I love the fact that this judge said the N-word. I love the fact that he didn't censor himself, right? I love the fact that he actually said it, right? It hit a lot harder. So apparently, this genius here is on video while his friend is assaulting a customer in the barbershop, talk about this is what we do. We roll up on N-words, right? We roll up on N-words. And this genius is filming themselves committing a crime.
All right, I'm going to pause it there for a minute. So I'm over here just battling MS, trying to do my best to stay focused, stay talking, speak as long as possible before becoming bedbound. It is almost 6 o'clock, or it is 6 o'clock in 4 minutes. Here in America, the greatest country on earth, where you got Trump taking down other countries, just wiping out generations. Insane or threatening, because you're going to take tough actions. You got to talk tough. Talk tough. And we are done with caring about their feelings and emotions and just coming through and acting on what is promised. All right. Let me see how good. All right, I got the video in the background. Let me take it off. Now, I just want to give a shout out before I go again to, I got to pronounce her name right, Nashka. Shout out to you, Nashka, for commenting on the video. I'm going to keep on trying, and the trick to life, never give up. Just keep pushing. With that said, see you in the next video. Peace. Here's the outro video that I got.